So, I'm doing a voiceover for nothing. No. Okay, this is my first time doing a voiceover, so be kind. I'm basically going to show my process for how I use my markers, alcohol markers. This was a little doodle that I did yesterday for the daily prompt on Sketch a Day, the app. And I highly suggest that you join because it's good fun and there's a really good community on there. We all attempt to draw something every day. But yeah, my art journey so far has been interesting for sure. I started drawing when I was a child, and here I am today still trying. I kind of gave up for quite a few years. That was just due to chronic illness and various other things like work and life just get in the way, right? But I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it again. And the challenge of doing a drawing daily, well, that is something that really keeps you intrigued. Well, it did for me anyway. It kept me wanting to just keep up and keep going with it. So yeah, it's been really good, and I've tried lots of different mediums. So today obviously we're doing alcohol markers. I'm using my Copics for this. I do have some Ohuhus, which are really, really good, but I only have the pastel set and I wanted something a little bit deeper, a bit richer in colour, a bit more saturation. So I fell back to my good old trusty Copics for this. I'll say Copics, what do you say? I don't know. I'm British, so I say Copics, but I don't even know if that's right. Any other British people, tell me if I'm right. So yeah, I started watching a lot of other YouTubers doing these similar kind of videos, and I thought, hey, well, I can give this a shot. It's probably not going to go anywhere, but what if it does? What if it does? I also have launched a shop, the cheesesketchbook.com. Go check it out, shameless plug. Because I wanted to share some of my prints with the world, and you know, I think it's a nice thing. I have one on my own wall and it looks great and I love it, and I think maybe someone else would like that, and I love supporting other artists and having their art on my walls, so I hope that someone will support me. But yeah, it's really just a kind of cute little thing that I'm doing, a little project, I guess. I do work full time, so this is, you know, it's gonna be a bit hit and miss, I think, and I'm learning how to do all this at the same time. I'm learning how to edit videos, draw, paint. I'm trying all different kinds of mediums, so not just alcohol markers. I paint with watercolors, gouache, I do colored pencil. Obviously I do digital because there are some days where you just want to sit on the sofa with an iPad. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, so this is my first ever voiceover as well, so I'm not great at this. I did used to stream, so I have a little bit of knowledge, I guess, when it comes to talking to myself for hours, or experience, I should say, not knowledge. So anyway, I'm going to talk a bit about this painting, or drawing. Is it a painting or a drawing if you use alcohol markers? I'm not sure. There's a lot of paint in the marker technically, I guess, so it could be either, but I feel like you more draw with them than you paint. Anyway, so I wanted to, the prompt for today's artwork was flipper, or flippers, something like that. So yeah, everything has flippers in the ocean, so I thought, great, we'll just draw some ocean creatures. It's actually my favourite thing in the world apart from cats, and there are my cats, which you just briefly saw on my Copic markers. I was like, yeah, my cats are, yeah, they line the tub for my Copics. See, I don't even know how to say the word. But yeah, I have little pictures of them, that's really cute. And yeah, so basically I went in with a colour erase blue pencil. That seemed like the sensible choice. The Prismacolor colour erase. I don't know how to use words today. This is hard. And yeah, that seemed like the most sensible option. I do like using these when I'm using markers because they kind of melt and blend with the marker a little bit, and I really like the final result. Even if you use a different color to the one that you're using, I think it gives a really nice final result. So yeah, I'm kind of showing, you can pause if you want to see. I try to show every single marker that I've used, every color that I've used. You can see at the top of the page, I kind of did some color experiments the day before, so that was yeah, unfortunately I didn't start a new page for this. I just kind of went in and used the space that I had already on the page, because I don't like to be wasteful in my sketchbooks. I like to, you know, use all the paper I've got if I can. And this is an Ohuhu sketchbook, which is specifically meant to make it easier to blend alcohol markers. I really I love this paper. It keeps the marker ink just wet enough for you to be able to blend it for a bit longer, and you can really layer and layer and layer the paint, or the ink. Is it ink? Is it paint? I don't know. We're gonna have this debate, and yeah, it just really works well as long as you have juicy markers, which sadly my markers were a little bit dry, some of them. I've had these Copics for, oh my goodness, probably almost 20 years now, and yeah, some of them are a little bit dry. I've never replaced the ink. I don't know why I've never done that, but yeah, that's my bad. Okay, so I did go in with some blue. Obviously I started with a turtle because he's going to be the main focal point of this image. He's the most in the foreground. And I wanted to I'm trying to be braver with colour. So before I look at a reference photo and I just pick the colour that I immediately saw, and that goes straight down on the page. Now I'm thinking more, okay, this guy is in an ocean, everything around him is blue, so there's going to be a lot of blue reflecting off of him, off of his shiny surfaces. So I've tried to include that in the underpainting of the process of the painting. Yeah, I tried to do that. I tried to include some blue highlights, especially the one on his fin. I don't know if you can really see. I have the reference image up on my phone. It's a really cool picture that someone's taken, and I always try and use a reference. It's not cheating, it's the correct way to do it, because if you don't use a reference, okay, maybe there's a handful of people that can do this without a reference quite comfortably, and they'll come out with a really good image at the end of it, but I'm not one of those people. I need a reference to get things right, to get things even a little bit accurate to the real life thing. Like if I was to draw this from memory, it wouldn't even look like a turtle. I'm telling ya. So yeah, I really enjoyed just kind of doing this, adding in the shadows. I think what's better, adding in shadow, the darkest darks, or adding the highlights at the end? I know for a lot of people it's adding the highlights at the end because that really makes the image pop, but for me adding shadow is where it's at. Like the image completely changes when you add those darks, and you have to be so brave, I feel like, to do it. Like when you're adding highlights, it just feels like, hey, just blob some white there and it's all good. But when you add shadows, that's a commitment. That is something that, you know, you can't take that back. And so I think, oh, I added some details there. I forgot I did that. It's only been a day and I've already forgotten how much I put into this. But I really like how this little guy turned out. I didn't love his belly, like the shapes I put into his belly. I don't know, I think I could have done more with that, but I love how the reflections are on his shell, on the top of his flippers. I keep wanting to call them fins. They're not fins, they're flippers. That's the whole prompt. But yeah, I really liked I like the dynamic pose of him swimming. I like the way that he's kind of just so nonchalant in his expression. He's such a cool little guy. But yeah, I moved on to Mr. Penguin. So I tried to be brave with the colours here. So initially when I was painting this, my go-to would have previously been to just go straight in with light greys for his white area, to do a bit of shading with some white greys, light greys, sorry, some neutral greys, some cool greys maybe. I actually used only neutral greys for this. I didn't use any cool greys for this piece because I wanted it to have a bit more warmth to it, because I know that I'm going to do the background as a blue, so I wanted to make sure I balanced that out with some neutral colours. A really fun thing here, I used the blue on top of the dark neutral grey in order to lighten up the ink. Now that's something that I learned recently that you can do with alcohol markers, and I am so pleased that I tried it, and oh my goodness, look how much it lifted the colour and it gave it that nice blue hue. So I did go in with the blues instead of greys on his white as well, and I just think it gives such a nice effect. Like, he is underwater and I want that to look like he's underwater. That was me just flipping the page to see how badly it was leaking onto the other side. So that is the thing with alcohol markers, like if you don't check, although to be honest that's out of habit and I didn't need to check, I'm using a protector sheet on the other side so there's no danger, but out of habit of using alcohol markers for years, I know that you can easily ruin whatever is underneath if you're not careful. But yeah, anyway, so I started doing my dolphin. Again, I added the blue. I didn't shy away from it. I didn't just go with grey. I did go with greys quite a bit because it's a dolphin, but I added a lot more blue than I would have previously done, and I'm really proud of myself for taking that leap. And actually doing this drawing, this composition, I know the composition overall is not great, but I found it really quite challenging trying to fit multiple things into one composition from different reference photos, and that's not something that I have done before. So I'm still learning. And I'm getting better at it, I think, or at least I'm trying to. You guys will have to let me know what you think. The dolphin was maybe the most challenging for me because first of all, I don't know if you saw earlier, but I drew him completely on the wrong part of the page and he didn't fit. He was kind of overlapping with the turtle, so I had to move him. And then, I don't know, but I think because he's such a smooth surface, like unlike the turtle, he doesn't have any like real areas of highlight and shadow that define his shape, because he's just a blob, right? He's just a blob in the ocean. So I really struggled with him a little bit, getting his shape right, getting his shadows right. But I'm happy with how he turned out. He turned out to be a little chummy boy. Again, I went back in with the blue just to make sure that that was highlighty enough and it looked nice, I guess. And then I really tried to darken up that other edge because I realised that didn't look great, but I really like how he turned out. I think I would have paid a little bit more attention to where his gills were if I was to do this again. I also don't normally draw this many things though at one time. So normally I will draw just one of these things, like I just draw the turtle and then that's it, and I'd make it really good, but I'd make it better than, this. So I was trying to be conscious of time, I was trying to be conscious of not dwelling on the details too much. I think I did that in the sketch phase. I really did spend too much time there, but it's fine. So for the background, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a background, and then in the end I just thought Yeah, it's great. Let's go for it. And I'm really glad I did. I think it really made them pop, and it really gave them like an environment to be in. So I did layer up the paints quite a bit here. Sorry, my cat, my whole monitor just turned off on me. It gave up. It was like, yeah, I've had enough of you. So yeah, I really like the fact that my darker Copic markers are all quite juicy still, because I was afraid to use them when I was younger. So they still have a lot of ink in them still, which is great. So I went back and I overlapped, and I blended and I blended and I blended this. So as I get to the lighter colours, they did start getting a bit dry, which was disappointing. I couldn't get the same kind of coverage, but I tried. And actually the effect that I had was not too bad. I kind of like the fact that the darker blue at the bottom was left a little bit more streaky, because it makes it look like it does go deeper still. But yeah, then I went in with my my black Tombow fine liner brush pen. It's a brush pen, and I just wanted to outline a little bit more of the details and make sure that, you know, they didn't just melt into the background, so I did that. Although I was careful to leave some lines, you know, broken or just less. I really wish I hadn't drawn the one on top of his shell, because I think that would have been left, that would have been better left, you know, just bright, but we learn. And again, with the penguin's fin, I think less is more sometimes, especially when you're adding lines. I think that's why I deliberately, I think I left his belly, yeah, I left his belly untouched, because I think that was just fine as it was. I'm glad I did that. I learned from the turtle. Yay! And then I didn't learn, because I did it again with the dolphin. And then I went in with my trusty POSCA pen, which, yay! Everyone needs a white POSCA pen, I think. And it completely blobbed on me. It threw it threw ink everywhere. But it's an underwater scene, so I wasn't too mad about it. I just let it happen. I added the little bubbles and things that make it look like it's underwater. I added some more highlights. And yeah. That is pretty much what made the image. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Oh, I did add a little bit more weight to his belly. There you go. That's the final result. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope I see you again in the next one. Bye.